She cries to you and I to heal her broken heart. So be wise with time and open our eyes and take care, mother. Take care, mother. Shower her and clear a space. She needs someone to breathe. Keep an open ear and listen to her needs. She always gives so much when there is almost nothing left. I cannot live without her, no, I can't forget. So be wise with time and open our eyes. And take care, mother. Take care, mother.
And this is all to...
And as we revel in your beauty, yeah, she's slowly breaking down. And now it's time to step outside of me and show her affection, give her attention.
Okay, so this evening we have Brian Atkins, and he's going to be doing our invocation for this evening.
Please join me in turning within. And I know that God is all there is. God is that all-loving, all-caring source of divinity and inspiration that permeates everything and everyone. It is in the solitude of the mountaintops. It's in the roar and the thunder of the ocean waves. And I know that God is right here, right this very moment here at Seaside, expressing itself through each and every one of us. And I know that we are one with God. We are one with this source of love and caring compassion, the source of wisdom and knowledge. Closer to us than our breath, that is where God is. And I give thanks in advance in knowing that this service here at Seaside tonight is divinely guided. Each of us here tonight receives exactly that which we are here for. As the words flow forth from Lezli Goodwin's lips, each of us is touched. Each of us receives a shift, a whole new outlook. And we, in turn, take that message out into the world and pass it on to others. And consciousness expands throughout the world. And so I simply turn this time over to the hands of God and know that it is perfect. And so it is.
Thank you, Brian. That That was amazing. All right. So this evening we have Sean, who is a troubadour with a sacred calling to serve the deepest needs of humanity with musical medicine. He served all over this beautiful planet of ours, creating intimate musical experiences that help to unlock and unleash bruised and broken voices. And while his open source ensemble is carrying on this same mission tonight at the Source in the Redlands, where he currently serves as music director, he's here with us today. And we invite you to participate in the fullness of your aliveness so that you may unlock and unleash your power.
You guys ready to have some fun? Yeah, you might want to stand up for this. It's the only way to let the music kind of like move all the way through you. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Now you got the hang of it, let's go. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place, yeah, at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. And my soul is welcome here. Let me hear you. And my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. All right, let me hear. I'm in the right place. Let me hear you. At the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. That's right, sing that again. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. Let me hear you real big. And my soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. All right, sing this nice and strong. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Let me hear you. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Your turn. Here we go. My soul is welcome. That's right. My soul is welcome here. Come on, sing, yeah. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here tonight at Seaside. Sleeping to both ends of my soul is welcome here. Let me hear you. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. One more time. My soul is welcome here. Here we go now. My soul is welcome here.
All right. That was amazing. I knew it was going to for you, but it just gets amazing every time. All right, thank you so much, Sean. And now to introduce to you the individual who will be setting our intention for this evening. Individually, we will be setting this intention to lead you through this process. I'm going to bring up a woman who knows a little bit about intention, and by a little, I mean a whole lot. She has traveled all the way from Arizona to be here. She is amazing, and every time that she walks through Seaside, I know that she's here. Like, I am aware that Lezli Goodwin is here. So we're going to bring our hands together for Lezli Goodwin.
Thank you, Kat. I think she knows I'm here because I'm loud. There's a reverberation through the hallways. So we're really clear, the team that has created this Power Up service, we are crystal clear that we are not doing this for ourselves. Now, I like to be on stage, I'm not going to lie. I like being on stage with Sean. I like being on stage with Kat. But what we're here for is to power y'all up. So we want to start out our service by setting an intention. What do you want to get out of this service? What was important enough that it brought you up out of your house on a Wednesday evening when you could have been watching television and brought you here to Seaside Center? So I'm going to invite each one of us to either close our eyes or soften our gaze and go within to where that still small voice resides for just a minute while Sean plays us home, and find that intention. And as we bring our attention gently and easily back into this physical space, hearing again the sound of my voice, we open our eyes easily and gracefully. And here's what I can tell you. My intention tonight is to impact every one of you in an inspirational way, to help you connect with whatever matters to you. And what I want to hear is what your intention is. Who's got one? Just yell it out. Fun. Yeah, hell yeah. Energy. Peace. Passion, clarity, inspiration. Health. Everybody stand and witness to that for a moment. Health. And so it is. Anything else want to be shouted out right now? Love. Oh, the world needs it so much. And healing. Calm. Grace, wholeness, beauty, strength, power. And so for every intention stated and every intention left unsaid aloud, we say together one more, good and loud, and so it is. Yes, yes. So normally this is the time in the service that Kat comes up and introduces the next speaker, but I'm the next speaker, so I'm just going to stay up here. But I am going to grab my notes. So my name is Lezli Goodwin, and I'm part of this Power Up team that is building itself here at Seaside, along with Kat and along with Kim Jarrah Whittington. And we've got one of our future beloveds in the audience. Not going to call you out, Nicole. Totally just called her out. And the talk that I want to give today is the difference you make. Now, I could have gone a lot of directions with this. The difference you make. It's kind of generic, right? The difference you make. Let's skip the obvious talk. You're all special. You make a difference. Okay, so there's the talk that I could have given. And instead, I'm going to give a little bit of a different one. I'm going to talk about Paul. I'm going to check my notes here because his name is Paul Rusesabagina. I'm going to say that again because I worked really hard to be able to say it properly. Paul Rusesabagina. Paul was a regular guy. In 1994, he was working as a concierge in a fancy hotel. He really liked his job. He was a married man. He had a little passel of small children. He was happy. He was proud of the work he did. It's 1994. He lived in Rwanda, and he was a Hutu. His wife was a Tutsi. And it was a time in Rwanda where that was, new enough to be uncomfortable to his grandparents, but they were progressive and they were brave and there's a new world. And they were raising this family together. And then a series of events happened that were out of everybody's control. A radio station played a rumor that all the Tutsis wanted to kill all the Hutus. And very shortly after that, the president's plane, the president of the Hutu-led government's plane, was shot down. That plane was packed full of people who ran the government, the head of the military, the vice president, the president himself. And the next day, the prime minister was murdered. Chaos reigned, and a genocide started to happen. Now, the Hutus were in control, as much as anybody's in control when there's a crazy genocide happening, right? And most of the Hutus were leaving. And Paul had the opportunity to go. He's a Hutu, he could get out. But his wife was a Tutsi, and his children were mixed blood, so he couldn't take his family with him. So he did what he knew how to do. He's a concierge at a big fancy hotel. So he called his family, and he had them come to the hotel. And then he looked around, and he saw all of these refugees in the streets. And he started encouraging people to come to the hotel. Come to the hotel. Now, the managers, they're out of here. They're gone. They saw the crazy, and they hit the road, like any sane person would, right? So Paul calls up the corporate owners, and he has himself named acting general manager so he can keep the hotel open and keep letting refugees come in. For months, Paul ran that hotel functionally single-handed. 1,268 refugees, including his own children and his own wife, stayed in that hotel safely. Not one of them was injured. Not one of them was killed. Stayed in that hotel until the genocide, the largest part of the genocide, had ended. And when the dust settled, more than 1 million people, Hutus, Tutsis alike, had been killed, including more than half of Paul's own extended family and virtually all of his wife's family. They were Tutsis. Gone, just gone. But the 1,268 people in that hotel had been fed, had been cared for, had been safe. Paul did not set out to make a difference. He did not get up that day, the day the plane went down, and say, I'm going to change the world. He didn't. He owns it. He didn't. He said, I'm going to help get people taxis and theater tickets, because that's what he did. But you know what? The world happens. The world happens right where you are. When he's asked, how did you become someone who changed the world? Because if you think 1,268 people, think of all those lives touched, all those extended families, all those friendships, all those coworkers. How did you become that person? He said, this is the only thing I can think of to say. He's a big, I would say soccer, he would say football, big football fan. All I can think of to say is this: if you want to change things, we must first change ourselves. If we want to play, if we want to change the world, we have to show up on the field to score. Now, there's a reason I'm counting like this, because I feel like that is a formula for us. Show up on the field to score. So what does that mean? I love formulas. Not because I'm good at math. I like the answer. Show up. The author Heidi Willis says we can choose to be affected by the world, or we can choose to affect the world. So how do we do that? How do we stand in the middle of a genocide, of literal craziness, and affect the world instead of be affected? First, we have to show up. And showing up is different than being there, right? We've all just been there, right? Walking through, going through the motions. Paul just meant to be there. And then when life happened, he decided to show up. It means being who you are. Armor off, loud and proud, being who you are. And in order to be who you are, you have to know who you are. It's about taking the time to understand what drives me. What am I passionate about? The greatest world changers don't really set out to change the world. What they do is they be who they are so completely that what it is that will change the world arises naturally from them. Who am I? Who am I personally? Me? I'm someone who loves to study and to pray and to speak spiritual truth. I sing it, I breathe it, I annoy my children with it. I talk to my friends about it. I text my friends about it. The one that gets my text is laughing right there. It's who I am. I would be doing it If you guys were watching, I would be doing it. If you weren't watching it, trust me, I've done it many, many days when no one's watching, and a couple of days when nobody wanted to. That's who I am. That's how I show up. I show up prayed up. I show up ready. It's just who I am. Sean is music. This is my buddy, Sean. I love Sean. Sean is music. He can't not be it. It's in every cell of his body. If you give him a grocery list, he will sing it at you. He just sang broccoli. Who are you? What lights you up? When I was a kid, I thought that it was selfish to focus on the things that really mattered to me. I thought that that was taking me away from what I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be doing school, and then I was supposed to be doing motherhood, and then I was supposed to be, doing whatever, volunteering. But what I found is when I am being who I am, everything else is so much better. When I take the time to be me, show up, I'm a better mother. I'm a better student. I'm a better grocery shopper. I'm a better everything. So Paul says, show up. On the field. Show up on the field to score, right? On the field. What does on the field mean? On the field means you have focus. You're not just showing up. You're showing up somewhere specific. How do we do that? What does that mean? It means recognizing that, yes, we are who we are passionate about being, but there is something bigger happening in us, as us, through us, every single minute. Paul could not keep those people safe alone. And he is clear that he did not do it alone. He barred those doors. He chased militants out of that hotel lobby over and over and over again. He turned down opportunities to escape, to stay there and take care of those people, because he was filled with his divine truth. When we are really who we are, we make space for really who we are. That's an inherent lot of capital letters there. Can you feel them? Really who we are. It's bold, too, bold type, maybe italicized. We make space for who we really are to anchor into our bodies and shine through us so dynamically. Ernest Holmes says we have a power within us, a power that is greater than anything we could ever contact on the outer. A power that can overcome every obstacle in our life and set us safe, secure, and at peace, healed and prosperous in a new light, in a new life. We can be affected by the world, or we can affect the world. We can plant our feet right where we are and let the glory of God come through us so powerfully that nothing can stop us. Are you with me? He was so scared. Are you kidding me? 1 million people died. I can't even comprehend. I don't think I can comprehend 1 million people, let alone 1 million people died. I live in a city of 7 million people. That's if I walked down my street and just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dead, and kept going until I'd covered all of the greater Phoenix area. I don't even know how long that would take. That would take months, years even. The intensity of that terror, I don't know if it's something that any of us can really fully comprehend, and yet he stood his ground. He stood his ground. 1,268 people, including his own babies. So we show up. We be a concierge. We be a musician. We be a marketing director. We be a minister. We take our place on the field and let the truth of who we are shine so big that it transcends whatever we think our role is. And then, and only then, can we score. And the score is when we really start to impact other people's lives. I love this Robert Ingersoll quote. I have it blown up in my office. We rise by lifting others. It's so simple, and it's so true. We rise by lifting others. When we are who we are all the way, and we let God lift that out and up and expand us bigger than our bodies could ever reach, bigger than our minds could ever reach, bigger than our individual souls could ever reach, and we are in that one mind where we touch everyone, we can't help but impact others. We can't help but make a difference. We don't even have a choice. We don't even have an option. So whether we are doing our job to the extent that we saved 1,268 people, or whether we're just touching people's hearts by being who we are in our kindness, we are making a difference. And we don't always know that we are. We don't always know that we are. It makes me think of my friend Maya. Maya's 9. Hi, Maya. I know she's watching. She's live streaming from at home in Phoenix. Maya's 9, and her family is a particularly amazing family. And after the shootings in Vegas, as a family, they decided to come together and decide to do something good. So they decided to do 57 random acts of kindness as a family for the 57 victims in Vegas. And they had the little cards. You might have seen them. You can order them online. And there's each victim's name is right there. And as they did one, they would give a card to the person and say, we just did this thing in honor of Christina or Jonathan or whomever. And one Sunday, they came to church, and it was one of my favorite Sundays because I'm always extra happy when it's my turn in youth church. And Maya was in youth church with me. And she was just a beaming light of all things good, like she always is. And she was kind, and she was loving, and she was caring, and she was being Maya. Big, bright, God-filled Maya. And she went home that night, and she said to her mom, "Oh, Mama, we forgot to do an act. We didn't do a card. We screwed it up." And Cerise, her mom, said, "Oh, sweetie, no. I heard you offer to help Miss Lezli in youth church." She did. She'd offered to help me with something that she knew how to do. "I saw you be kind to Ivy." Ivy was a new little girl at church that didn't know anybody, and Maya played with her the whole time so that she didn't feel lonely and she didn't feel scared. Just because we don't give out a card doesn't mean we didn't make a difference. Just because we didn't set out to make a difference doesn't mean we didn't make a difference. When we show up on the field ready to score, we are impacting every person we interact with. Every person that watches us, every person that sees our light is changed in some way, whether we ever know or not, whether we even try. God is right there, and that is the difference we make. And so it is. Kat's going to come back up here. Woo, Kat. Let's cheer for Kat. She introduces everyone, and no one ever introduces her.
Oh, thank you. I was going to let it marinate a little bit, but then I had to come back up here. Not that I don't love it. I truly do. So this is the portion in our evening where we're going to do a question and answer. Lezli is right here. She can answer any questions that you have about her message. So we are going to open up the floor. I'm going to walk down with the mic, and we're going to present some questions for Lezli.
Questions, comments, ideas, thoughts. We're equal opportunity comment people.
I'll just pick you if you don't.
Rev Laura's got something.
So I've been out of the country for 5 weeks, and I just got back, and I heard about the Las Vegas situation, and I loved what you just talked about. How do I go online and get their names and do something like that? 57 acts of kindness.
There are probably any of 1,000 places you can get the names. I don't have the website for the cards online, but I will make sure that I get them and put them in the comments. I think is this live streaming? I will get them in the comments on this so that anybody can find them. And I'll send them to you personally. Thanks, Reverend Lori.
Don't shoot your hands up all at once.
It's okay. It's giving me a chance to catch my breath. I don't breathe a lot when I talk.
This is the second time I've attended a Wednesday night service, and both times I've been touched. Your message is it's just amazing. It's amazing in how you deliver them. I really appreciate what you said. I appreciate what you said 2 weeks ago also, that don't let the expectations of others stop you from doing something hard. I still remember it.
Yes.
So now today I will remember, I forgot
Show
already.
up.
Show up.
On the field and
and
score.
Score. There you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I couldn't be more touched. That's what we're here for.
Anybody else?
Thoughts, questions? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. It's a good thing people like it because I don't seem to have another gear. It's like, go is my gear. I appreciate that. Oh.
We have time for one more.
One more? One more thought, one more comment, one more way somebody wants to show up? All right.
How would one get involved in your group, the Power Up group, and helping?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question.
Because I would love to help.
Absolutely. Kat is the queen of Power Up. Pose, be beautiful, own your power, Kat. Kat is the face of this service. She is here every single week. The rest of us kind of rotate through because we all have families and jobs. So if you want to be of service, if you want to be in any way involved with this, get with Kat after service. We have room for volunteer positions. We have room for marketing positions. We've got tons and tons of things. And we want your energy. We want your passion. I'm speaking to everyone. I'm speaking to you because you asked, but I'm speaking to everyone. There is nothing needed more in this world, in my opinion, than deeply feeling, impassioned spiritual people anchoring ourselves and demanding that our energy is the one that's heard. Not the angry people, not the wounded people, but the people that are positive and ready to make a change and show that there is so much more good than bad in this world. And so it is.
All right, I'll come find you.
Hell yeah.
And it's so funny because before we even came out, I was like, Lezli, I need a team.
And she said, I'm just going to call it forth. I'm just going to let it happen. Good job.
Right? I was like, they're going to show up. It's going to be fine.
Absolutely.
So thank you. We will talk afterwards. And if you're watching at home, you could still help me. And I know that Mommy's watching. Mom, you can help me too.
Enter in the comments. We will get back with you.
Yes. Woo! You guys are amazing. The energy down there is, whoa.
I can feel it all the way up here.
I
It
know,
comes
it's like
in waves.
radiating. So now we're going to put our hands together for Sean Madden.
All right.
Why'd I even sit down? I know better than to sit down.
So good. Thank you, Leslie. No, you can sit down. I mean, you know.
Well,
It's just,
me to
it's,
stand back up.
it's just, I find that if you're prone to dancing, oh, it's my fault, sorry. If you're prone to dancing, standing up is a good place to start from, you know? You guys mind if I come down and hang out with you? Yeah. I got this wireless system that makes it possible for us to like hang out. Hey, wow, you guys are really, really beautiful. Uh-huh. It's time to get tripping on a hip-hop tip again. Been a long time coming, but since I don't know when. This is for the lovers, and it won't be top 10, but it'll do for the crew whose ears are open. That means you guys. Troubadour Sean here with another little ditty with a fat, greasy beat that might make you dizzy. Now, you might have maybe thought I was kidding, but everything that came before, that was practice hitting, like banging balls at the batting cages. Because stepping up to the plate for what is true through the ages has always been reserved for only the most courageous. But I'm out to make it mainstream, funky, and contagious. So I'm walking around town with a sound on my own, loving life and working hard to get specific and hone the urgent message in my heart, simple and joyous as a tone, standing tall, hanging loose, and always honoring my backbone. There's an invitation here, so while I've got you near, first of all, well, thank you for opening the ear in the clear, beyond fear, heart and gear. As your peer, I salute you and I'm glad you're near. Time to get tripping on a hip-hop tip again. It's been a long time coming since I don't know when. This is for the lovers and it won't be top 10, but it'll do for the crew whose ears are open. Now when I hear people say that they don't like rap, all I hear them saying is they don't want to understand black people. Maybe they're afraid. I don't blame them for that. We've all been trained by TV. Dark skin, watch your back. But I'm inspired by this medium. Born in the ghetto of a primal directive to be heard above the bedlam. Poverty, drugs, guns, and youth spitting at Babylon. The rhythm and the story of the sinkholes in our common lawn. In a way I can relate, though I come from greener origins. Striving to be heard above the din can lead better men to sin. And nowadays I hear the clear call to be all in. Lovers and fighters, it's always win-win. What does that mean? Well, fighters will fight and lovers will love. And it'll go back and forth all night. And eventually love trumps the need to be right. So the lovers are the ones with the call to unite. This is a call to the lovers. Any lovers in the house? All the lovers in the house say yeah, yeah. Oh, come on. Here's a call for the lovers. All the lovers in the house say yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Oh, yo. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. I lost my microphone. That's all right. We're going to give a call response anyway, and I want to hear you guys. I want to hear you sing. I want to hear you sing. I love the world. I love the world just the way it is. I love the world just the way it is. I make a difference. I make a difference. I stand tall. I stand tall. I stand united with all the lovers. I stand united with all the lovers. Oh, now I told you at the start I've got an urgent message. We're all in the middle of a great rite of passage. Waking and quaking from within, the shift is massive. Learning to create in ways that sometimes look passive. But we're completely engaged, turned on, present, opening to every moment's gifts. Giving life our consent to enter and open and raise the bar by being content. Grateful, honoring, loving, and resting when spent. And all the props that we bought that make it feel like we're bound begin to fall away and disappear as we discover the true sound of the deep knowing. True stability can only be found when we're living in our center, nice and close to the ground, allowing all illusions of what was and what shall be to fall away and make a space of possibility where we create a future that we see which honors every living being, every rock, and every tree. Thank you, guys.
All right. So we do something a little bit different in this service where instead of having one really long talk, I am from, not quite a millennial, but I'm from the generation where we had the quick changes on TV, right? So I'm a little bit more of a TED Talk kind of girl. So rather than having a 22-minute talk, we do a shorter talk, and then we come back, verse 2, for the call to action. Powerful message, yeah? Felt it in your gut, yeah? So what do we do now? What do we do now? Each of us, individually in our own lives, we're all going to walk out of here and we're going to feel really good, and hopefully we're going to talk to Kat and we're going to sign up for service. And then what are we going to do? What is our call to action? How do we show up on the field and score? So this is what I invite us to do over the next week. Step 1, just start with step 1. And this is every breath, every thought, every meditation, because y'all are meditating every day, right? Right. Every prayer, every quiet time in your car when you turn off the blathering radio that keeps telling you everything is wrong, and you turn that off and you sit in the quiet. The question we ask is, what is mine to do? What is mine to do? Because if we're clear on that, then we've already shown up. If we're clear on that, we're opening up to the divine to come through us. when we're clear on that and the divine is coming through us, the situation just shows up. The hotel is there. The child is available to be comforted. Lisa Klein is this woman, a sweet, sweet woman who lives in Texas. And she, after Hurricane Katrina happened, she heard that somebody was collecting baby clothes. She had a baby that had outgrown most of his baby clothes. So she called her other mom friends. I think she said 4 people. She called 4 people. And they called their mom friends. And they just gathered up the used baby clothes that their kids had outgrown that were just taking up drawer space. And they, in 4 days, these 4 women gathered 200 pounds of baby clothes. Now, baby clothes. That's a lot of baby clothes, 200 pounds. And sent them to this church in New Orleans that was gathering these things up for families that were literally living in their church lawn because there wasn't anywhere else to go. Lisa Klein was not looking to make a difference in the world. She just saw what was hers to do. She had the baby clothes. Babies needed them. And now, it's been a while since Hurricane Katrina. Now her organization, Twice Loved, has distributed 28,000 pounds of lightly used baby clothes to families all over the country, but mostly in the greater San Francisco area because that's where she has a presence. 28,000 pounds of clothes. Because every mom, I've got 5 kids, I'm telling you, there was a lot of baby clothes. Every mom has used baby clothes. And it was just hers to do to say, can I have those? That's it. So what is that in your life? What is yours to do? Don't go looking for the grand plan. Let God show you. So all week, all of us, everyone in this room, everyone watching online, and everyone that we tell about this, what is mine to do? Show me, God. What is mine to do? And then we're going to do it. We're not going to think about it. We're not going to post online about it. We're going to do it. Yeah? We're going to do it? We're going to do it? Yeah. So let's take that into prayer. Oh, it feels so good to turn my attention and my energy into the one truth, the one power that is the almighty divine presence, the creator source that brought every person here exactly as they are. It is so good to know that I am here by divine appointment, that everyone within the sound of my voice is here by divine appointment, led and guided by an infinite, all-knowing power that loves humanity so much that it made us and brought us here and imbued us with its gifts, its love, its power, its strength, its ability to look inward and say, God, show me what is mine to do. And so what I claim and know for every one of us is that clarity is present, that still small voice is loud, that we are able to turn off the distractions long enough to hear the guidance that is given, to know that it is done, that it is good, that it is perfect. I know that whatever it is ours to do, that the resources come to us easily, gently, gracefully, perfectly, because it is absolutely ours to do, that we are supported and supplied by an infinite and all-loving God. And I am so thankful for this message, thankful for the lives that are changed as God shows up as us, thankful to know that the word I speak with the authority of God Almighty itself, for it is that word that we place in the law. It is that word that gets done, the word of God, the word of the divine. And so I just released that word into the action of universal law. I know that it is done. I know that a mighty work is happening right in this room. I let it be. And we know together as we say together, and so it is. Whew. I think I went somewhere. There. Did y'all go somewhere? I'm feeling grateful. I'm feeling good, and I'm feeling grateful. Y'all feeling grateful? It is no accident in the grand design of church structure and order that the opportunity to share financially and energetically with a community comes right after that super powerful talk. So this is our opportunity as a community and as individuals to dig into that feeling of gratitude. And as the ushers come forward, I just want to give everybody an opportunity to feel into that space of gratitude for Seaside Center, that space of gratitude for this teaching, that space of gratitude for the love and the goodness that is in our hearts and in our lives. And I'm going to lead us, as we take out our gifts, I'm going to lead us in a little affirmation, and then we're going to do a prayer. And then as the ushers are gathering your beloved gifts, Sean is going to sing us a pretty little song. So I invite you to hold that offering to your heart and repeat after me. This gift I give is God in action. I show up as I support my center. I'm on the field because I am powered up. I am so grateful for all the good in my life. And so from this space, we just speak a blessing, a powerful blessing over the gift and over the giver, knowing that every gift comes back to the giver, amplified, that it serves this center, that it serves the beloveds that come to this center. This participation in the law of circulation is a mighty, mighty action, my friends. And so I know that God is in it, in the giving and in the receiving, and it is so good. And so it is.
The more I give, the more I have to give. The more I am a vessel to receive. The more I offer up to the source that's given me everything. The more that I can have what I believe. You got the words, go ahead and sing that with me. The more I give, the more I have to give. The more I am a vessel to receive. The more I offer up to the source that's given me everything. The more that I can have what I believe. As I give, I shall receive. So I give what I have. I give in thanks for all I have and all that I'll receive according to the divine plan. Because the more I give, the more I have to give. The more I am a vessel to receive. The more I offer up to the source that's given me everything. The more that I can have what I believe. The more I offer up to the source that's given me everything. The more that I can have what I believe.
So this has been an inspiring evening with all of you. So this is the portion in our evening where we do our testimonials. So this week, Lezli came with an empowering message. And Last week, Kim Jera was here, and she did the same thing for us. And we were talking about standing strong. So we want to talk about how we stood strong this week and how that played out in your week. So once again, I will walk down, and I'll have the mic. And this way we can share with everyone, because this is what it is. It's not only about us. It's not only about the people that are up here. It's about you. It's mainly about you, and this is how we give.
You know how I stood strong this week? This is the first week I've ever done 2 sermons in 1 week. I spoke on Sunday at New Vision Center, which is my home center, and then I had to turn around and write another one for y'all. That's a lot, right? It feels like standing strong. So that's my testimonial. It works. Thank you, God. What's yours, Kat? How'd you stand strong this week?
Whew. Well, one thing, we had Gene Houston come, and I raised my hand and I talked, and it probably blows your mind that I get a little nervous sometimes, but I do. So I really stood up and I asked for what I needed. Because of Gene Houston, I ended up going into my staff meeting, and I talked about what I needed and what I need in order to succeed and be successful. But in order to do that, I had to figure out, what I wanted. And that was very powerful and just amazing for me.
Right on.
All right. Are you sure you don't want to share? Okay. I'll get you next week. So we have those 3 things that we're doing, right?
I saw a hand. I see a hand right
Yes!
there. Yes! We'll get you guys trained up.
See? Follow the children.
Right.
I stood. That's loud. I stood strong this week by when I got a bad grade on my math test, I just kept going.
Oh, good job.
Thank you for sharing. What was your name?
Abigail.
Thank you, Abigail.
Woo.
All right. So thank you for everyone who has shared this evening, your energy, your love, your light, for everyone that is here in this moment. Thank you, Ed, Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Gregory, thank you so much. We have Sharon De Leon, who has been holding the light this entire evening for us, holding the space for this evening. I want to thank Sean Madden for coming. And yes, isn't he amazing? Yes. Thank you, Leslie, for driving up and giving us that powerful, inspirational talk and call to action. I want to thank Brian Atkins for being here this evening and doing our invocation. And and we have Ginny and Dennis, who came up, and they're always here. We're going to thank them. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you, Reverend Lori, for coming and supporting and just being the beautiful light that you are. And thank you for watching, for all those of you that are watching through our live stream. Thank you for posting your questions. We are looking at those. We do feel your consciousness. So thank you. And Kim Jera, who is not here right now, but thank you. So everyone who has been involved this evening, thank you very much. Before I let you go, I want to let you know that the bookstore is open. So if you want to go to the bookstore after this evening, we will have some snacks in the back. So come and hang out with us, get to know us. We're really cool.
And prayer. And prayer.
Yes. And we have Brian and Sharon who will be out here, and they will be sharing prayer. So if you feel like you need prayer this evening for yourself or for anything that's going on, they are here. This is what we're here for. With all that being said, thank you so much for being here. You are incredibly amazing. For next week, bring 1 friend, bring 2 friends, bring 3 friends, bring all your friends. And we will see you next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Kat, for being the host with the most, right? So we're going to do a little affirmation song. You guys like affirmations? I find that affirmations are best done with music, because music gives them an energy that they don't necessarily have if you're not singing them. Because I don't know, sometimes I try to speak and the words don't come out. I've been accused of mumbling when I speak sometimes, but when I'm singing, you can hear me loud and clear, right? Yeah. So check this out. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out. Everything is working out. Everything is working out for me. All right, you guys want to do that with me?
Yep.
Yeah?
Let's try that.
Let me hear you. Want to do it with me?
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything is working out for me. Yeah, that's right. Let me hear you. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out. Everything is working out. Everything is working out for me. Good. So good. Now, check it out. What's the next one? Love is always blooming in my heart. What do you think? Sound good?
Yeah.
Love is always blooming in my heart. Oh, yeah. Feel that. Love is always blooming in my heart. Love is always blooming. Love is always blooming. Love is always blooming in my heart. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Doesn't it feel good to have love always blooming in your heart? Like, always? Always! All right, here's one of my favorites. Here's one of my favorites. I like affirmations that kind of address this sense of, like, lack. Like, oh, I don't have this, or I don't have that, or I don't have the other thing. How about this? Check this out. Everything I need is within my reach.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4. Everything I need is within my reach. Know that to be true. Everything I need is within my reach. Everything I need, yes, everything I need. Everything I need is within my reach. Oh, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
You know it, don't you? Uh-huh. All right, here's where it gets really fun.
All right.
We're gonna make
Ready.
one up. We're gonna make one up. Okay, we need 9 syllables. So basically, we she looked shocked. What does that mean? What's a syllable? No, you know what a syllable. You're in 5th grade. Okay, good.
Abigail.
All right, cool. So Abigail, what do you want to affirm tonight? What do you want to affirm? Something that you know to be true. Ooh, love. Love is everywhere that I go. Okay, you ready? Here we go. Love is everywhere that I go. Oh, that's so good. Love is everywhere that I go. Love is everywhere. Love is everywhere. Love is everywhere that I go. Brilliant. Thank you, Abigail. Good job. Give her Abigail a hand. Woo. All right, let's do another one. What else do we want to affirm? Ooh, I like who I am. Okay, we need to flesh it out just a little bit. I like who I am. I like who I am and what I do. Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. I like who I am and what I do. Oh, that's wonderful. Yes. I like who I am and what I do. I like who I am. Yes, I do. I like who I am. I like who I am and what I do. Beautiful. I love it. All right, one more.
Yeah.
I get on the field and I get on the field and I score.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I get on the field and I score. I show up. There we go. I show up on the field and I score. I show up on the field. I show up on the field. I show up on the field and I score. Yes. So good. Everything is working out for me. Come on, sing it. You know it. Everything is working out for me. Everything is working out. Everything is working out. Everything is working out for me. Oh yeah. Everything is working out for me. Oh yes. Come on, sing it. Everything is working out for me. And you and we and us and everyone online. Thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful night. Drive safe. Love you. Mwah.